Hey, welcome back, everybody. We got another unboxing for you today. We're coming back around to bolt action and we're adding some stuff to our U.S. forces. And what better way to do that than to take care of a couple of necessary bits here with the U.S. Army Support Group? So these are pretty nice that Warlord's been rolling these out over the last several years here for the various armies. And it's just a great way to collect a couple of fairly typical things that most armies will want in some way, shape, or form, all in sort of one easy box here. So these are all metal, so no plastics in any of these. Someday maybe we'll get like a multi-part plastic kit that can do all that in one go, but that's something for down the road. So here's everything that we get there. So we get two officers, which really is going to be this guy here and this guy here. So we'll have to double check on the weapon choices. Looks like that guy's rocking a carbine. It's hard to see from the angle here. We get a medic. That's the guy with the stretcher here. Radio operator slash spotter there. And then basically we get two teams. So we get a medium mortar and a medium machine gun. So 30 cal there. So we'll get this open for you guys in just a second. We'll take a look at everything and talk about it. Alrighty guys, we got everything open for you here. So again, we got everything sorted out. So we get some individual bases and then the two large rounds for the two teams. So starting with the 30 cal team, so we got the obviously the assistant here, the guy that's helping keep it fed. Crouching down here, we got another guy basically carrying a couple of ammo boxes, and then the gunner himself here. Interestingly, that his head is kind of pseudo attached here to like almost like a little mini sprue that's kind of sticking off the side here, but easy to do there. And then of course our gun bits there. So the gun and the tripod, pretty easy affair there. The mortar team's pretty cool. You got one guy kind of helmet off, wiping his forehead there. It's a pretty neat, colorful thing there. Another guy carrying an ammo box. Then the guy that's dropping the mortar in the tube there. On the individual model side, so we got our radio operator here, pretty cool with a Thompson. Really like the look of that. Then we'll come to the medic first, who is suffering from a severe case of flash from pretty much every end here, but pretty easy to clean up. They do seem to love this kind of figure for the medics, always carrying the stretcher. It'd be nice to get some other ones at some point. Just personal preference, like just like a regular, I guess, medic, not carrying all that extra stuff. But that's again just a bit of a personal preference there, but it'll be all right. Still a pretty cool model overall. And then we get to the two officers. So here, this guy's pretty cool. Seems to be the more senior of the two. So if we can get this to focus properly. So it looks like he's a captain. So they actually molded that onto his helmet there. So if you're not running a captain, or you just aren't going to paint the detail, you can always just file that down. But he is also sporting a carbine, which is fine. Standing on like some sort of box, really cool pose there. So very easy to pick out. Yep, he's got a pistol on his jacket pocket there too, so that's pretty cool. And then the other officer, or what I guess is the officer regardless, because that's the last figure, and everyone else has a clearly defined role here. So crouching down here, got a whole bunch of stuff on his back here. So I mean, certainly can work as an extra officer, but if you're not necessarily wanting a rifle or carbine armed officer here, then obviously you're not really getting too much choice with this. It's still a cool pose, don't get me wrong, both really good detailed models. But here would have been nice to have at least like one of the two officers, I think, just with an SMG, just so that you're not basically given two of the same as far as equipment goes. But again, that's pretty easily fixed with any of the plastic sets if you want an officer with a Thompson or something like that. And there's plenty of plastic bits out there to easily change into something like that. But anyway, that is the U.S. Army Support Group, guys. Really good pickup here. And if you, regardless of what faction you play, more or less, if you're playing one of the major ones, you should basically have a support group of some kind out there. And some factions have multiple ones, some for winter and other specialized forces and stuff like that. But a really good little kit here, especially if you're just starting out. And rather than buying all kinds of stuff separately, This is kind of like a one-stop shop for taking care of a lot of things that your army can run. Not everybody does, of course, but again, you get two different teams here, pretty ubiquitous. A machine gun team, a mortar team. A lot of people run a medic, more so for the order die than necessarily anything that he might actually do in the game. A lot of people run an observer, of course, or need a spotter for the mortar. So depending on what you're wanting to do there. And then obviously having some officers is good. So, if you're playing a bigger game, of course, having a captain or like something somebody higher ranking is not a bad way to go for the U.S. But that being said, again, the only caveat there I have is would have been nice just to see one of the two officers with a submachine gun or something just to stand out a little bit more. But anyway, really good kit, guys. Let us know if you've picked it up, what your thoughts are, anything you'd change from that, and how you have used these in your games with the Americans. And how do you prefer to load out your officers? Do you go rifles? Do you go SMGs? Let us know, guys. Hit us up in the comments too. On any other thoughts that you might have on these kits, and if Warlord should come out with something similar for any of their other game systems, if it makes sense there. So if you guys could also hit us up with a like and a subscribe, helps keep the channel going. And also, if you do want to support the channel a little bit more, check out the link in the description there. Anything you pick up from Warlord via that link will help support the channel there. We appreciate everybody who's been doing it. And if you do feel like you want your local hobby store to carry Warlord stuff and help spread the hobby there, and if they're not doing it already, there's also a little bit of description there, or information there in the description to help you guys out with that and get that set up. So thanks so much again for hanging out with us, guys. We'll have more bolt action coming for you as we get through some of the things that we picked up for our U.S. forces and start getting all those built. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one.